bria, and meaning what you do here, what you do in this world in terms of the maisim that you do, and even the machshava and the dibur that you do, affects the entire bria. And then it seemed like in Perek Vav he backtracked from that and said that, well, you can't think that, like from a chart point of view, if you will, that the human being is lamalo from the whole world. You're not God. So like, how could you be in charge of everything? So he introduced a new concept, which is that we are the bottom of the whole bria, and we are the ma'aseh b'chol hamachanos. The ma'aseh b'chol hamachanos means, it sounds like the opposite. And instead of being all the way up here on the chart, we're all the way on the bottom of the chart, and we're the ma'aseh b'chol hamachanos, that's here where everything, let me just use the big word for today, where everything culminates. I think that's the correct word. Culmination. Culmination means that it's not all here within us. We don't have all. We're not in charge of the whole corporate chart of the Shemayim here. We're not the president. God is, but we have from here, being that we culminate. All of the bria culminates, which we're going to explain. Not to worry. Culminates in the Gufa Adam. So therefore, it's mistavra that we have an influence over the whole bria. So again, we have two concepts which are almost kesosher zeh, and here in Perek Zayin, let's learn inside. I spoke it out yesterday, but let's learn inside. Va'ata mevayer ha'inyan hanal b'Perek Hey. So now we have clear what we said in Perek Hey. Now, I want to just say that some people read the Nefesh Hachaim quickly. They didn't read the Nefesh Hachaim at all. It's if you read it quickly, you didn't read it. It's not a Monsey sefer. This is like a very high-tech book as to how things work. So, Atam Avarini Nanal B'Perek Heisha Adam Nikra HaNefesh V'Nishmas HaChayim Shal Ribe Rivavan Olamais. In Perek Hey, we were mavayer that the person, the Adam, is called the Nishmas HaChayim. Nishmas HaChayim, meaning just like our personal, we somehow understand that, even though we don't understand it. We certainly have within us a neshama. Now, anybody thinks that they could point to it is making a mistake. You can't point. It's not here. It's not there. It's not here. It's not, where's the neshama? But the neshama is this, like the Gemara says, it's roya ve'eino nira. The neshama is almost like Hashem in the sense the Gemara says it's almost that it sees everything. It doesn't. It controls everything, but you can't control it. So the neshama, like if we talk about the neshama, it's closer to something like our ratzon. It's closer to something like our what motivates us, like those invisible things within us, which are controlling everything that we do. So when we say that the Adam, now we're talking now on a global level. If we say that the Adam is the neshama to the entire bria. So what we're saying here is that not that it's you can point to it. Here's the neshama of the Adam, but what we're saying is it's the neshama. It's the koach behind the whole bria. It's not there, but it's that which stands behind the neshama. The neshama is an important thing that we've discussed many times. We need to discuss many times more. What is the neshama? It's something that we say all the time, but what is important, I think, the aleph base of neshama is like the existentially people say like, what are my? People like to ask, what are my? So people say, if you're from, so you say, I'm my neshama is me, but that's not really true because what we say in davening every day is Elikai neshama shenasato bi tahari. So there's already a bi, neshama shenasato bikir bi. So there's already I'm here. I'm here with or without that neshama. Neshama is not even the difference between alive and dead, by the way, because you could be dead and still have your neshama. There's hashras hanefesh. You can still have a neshama, and rishoyim afilu b'chayim nikrayim mesim. That you could be alive and not have a neshama. So I mean, worms are alive. I don't know if they have a neshama per se, as we understand the neshama. So it's not about life and death. It's a different thing. So there's this. Neshama. I'm just explaining what it's not really, but I'm not explaining what it is. But so he says there's important words. Ha'adam nikra hanefesh v'nishmas hachayim. The Adam is the neshama shall ribe rivivan olamais. of, does anybody know what that means, Rebbe Ribavon? A lot. That's probably what it means. Yeah. But, what's a Rivava? Hey, Tanya Yehuda, I'm not sure I'm comfortable with you being way far away. So what? What? How much is it? 10,000, you say? Multitudes. Okay. Let's just do a little Bible quiz here. Where does it say this in the Chumash? Shishin Ribui. Very good. Where does it say Shishin Ribui? Chumash? At Hayi La Alfe Rivavais.
Lavan's bracha.
Lavan's bracha. From all places. Lavan's bracha to Rivka was At Hayi La Alfe Rivavais. It means that there was a bracha to Avram Avinu, Arba Ezarech, the bracha to Avram Avinu, and Lavan was being mavarech his daughter Rivka, that these multitudes, as you say, should come from you, not from some other wife of Yitzchak. That was the bracha. At Hayi La'alfei Revavos. See, by the way, just Agav, while I'm here, when you go to a chasana, I'm a bit of a stickler on this. When you go to a chasana, I mean, I've been a rabbi for a long time, so I'm a green thumb a little bit. Go to chasana, so they go to the badekin. So everybody's singing, Oidi Shama Bar Yehuda, Ein Kesher. It's the wrong song. Oidi Shama Bar Yehuda, V'chutzos Yerushalayim, is a nevuah about how things will be in the future, and that's appropriate for under the chuppah, where there's the whole thing is l'zecher zichron for Yerushalayim and zecher for the Chorban Yerushalayim, and you break a glass. So there we talk about the nevuah, and we're mispalel that Oidi Shama Bar Yehuda. What we see here will be Be'ezus Hashem. It'll be something that'll be this kind of simcha. Will be Bar Yehuda v'chutzos Yerushalayim. It'll be kol sasei, kol simcha, kol chassan, kol kala. Right, the Kollel Bais HaTalmud, you're going to find a time of happiness. Badekin, okay, maybe according to the Rambam, the Badekin is one sheet and chuppah. So, but we don't find any zecher Yerushalayim by the Badekin. By the Badekin, what's happening at the Badekin? Just you saw it to know what's happening by the Badekin is really that the father and the mother, if the kala is to have a father and a mother or a shliach thereby, gives her away to the husband, just as Lavan said to Rivka, listen, do you want to go? Hatelchi im loy. Do you want to go with Yitzchak, or do you not want to go with Yitzchak? And what did Rivka say? Melech, echkei. Right? I want to go. So then Lavan said, okay, at hayi la'alfei revava. That's the appropriate pasuk for the father to say and to be mavarech his daughter, not just on Friday night, but at the dafka, not at the chuppah, but at the badekin, because the badekin is the stage of the wedding, an extremely important stage of the wedding, where the father is giving away. Do you want to go? Do you not want to go? And she says, I want to go. This was the conversation which we learned from Lavan, and from here we call Lab Dahiskalti.
It's a little late.
What?
It's a little late to ask that.
It's a little late, but better late than never. So I was never Zocha Baruch Hashem to be the chasana where she said no, and maybe that's why we don't ask the question. But the fact of the matter is that is what's going on over here. I'll tell you a quick story, not I, but my son was at a chasana with Rav David Feinstein, Shlita, Agadol Adar. David Feinstein. So he said by now he must go to 3-4 weddings a week. I'm not, but he said by this is what my son happened to be. So he was sitting next to what's his name, Baruch Chait's son, who was a big Balmanagin. So he told him at the Badekin, he says, you should make up a niggin for At Hayi La'alfei Revava, because that's the right niggin to say by the Badekin. So At Hayi La'alfei Revava. So he did, but it never took off. That's okay. I leave it to you guys. Make up this nigging. But okay, so when we're talking about let's on this side. What's a riboy is 100,000. Is 10,000 rather. So shishim riboy is 600,000. So 10,000. So ribei rivon, which is you find only in Kabbalah. Ribei rivon is 10,000 times 10,000, which is. I hear three numbers here. do your countless.
8 zeros.
One and 8 zeros.
Whatever he says is right. 100 million.
Riverfront doesn't mean.
I'll tell you exactly what it means. It means 100 million. Reboy. 10,000 times 10,000. That's what it means. Now, I don't know if that's the exact number of Elavos in the world, but I'm just saying that that's what it means. So maybe it's a word of guzma, or maybe it means big, a lot, like you said. But the fact is that what it means is 100 million. So let's hope, which is, by the way, I'll just tell you like a little bit, another piece of trivia, that Revava is the, Riboy is the biggest number in biblical text. Aleph, Revava, there's no bigger number.
Biggest unit.
What?
Biggest unit of numbers.
Yes. You could have a number of Revavos, but you can't have more, in other words, the biggest unit, as you say, is a Revava. Wasn't no gay until later when we started making a lot of money. So it became no gay. But masters,
U.S. currency also.
yes, correct. It's the biggest thing is 1,000.
There's 10,000.
Is it really? There you go, a Revava. So let's learn something. So we are the neshama of 1 billion worlds, 100 million worlds. We're not talking about the nefesh, like the nefesh that God breathed into us. Says, and I quoted this to you yesterday, how do I know that it's not talking about that our neshama is mamish the neshama or the nefesh of these 100 million words? 3 words here. That's all. I'll be smart as the Kiddush Zayin. It's totally not mistafer. By the way, this is, Zeh lo yitached is probably the ikar machlokes between the Nefesh Hachaim, Talmidei Agra, the Talmidei the Baal Shem Tov. Whether it is yitached or whether it's not yitached. That's all. It's probably whether a person is like mamish up there, which Reb Chaim Volozhin considered to be very dangerous, because if you're mamish up there, you become godly, and you start levitating and changing halachas and things like that. Lo bari. And as I said yesterday, every false messiah feels it imperative to change the halachas and do miracles. So, and the Rambam says that that's a navi sheker. It's a sheker. But so he says, Zeh lo yitached, no svar. I mean, no right. Just sorry. Everything is saying until now. It can't be that we're babish up there. No. So what then? And here's the big thing. Hainu. Kemai shekol prateitz nois from the tias evare or evre haguf heima yideha nishmas chayim shabai. Every move that we make, we move our hands, we move our feet. Everything is based on the nishmas chayim. Let's call it, just to make it easier for us, the ratzon of a person. That's not what the neshama is. But let's talk about, we got ratzon, something we can understand. So, ratzon of the neshama, kifich nuas chiyusay natiyusay, what do you want to do? I want to walk, you walk. It's an S. Right? I want to talk, I talk. Amazing. Keina inyan, shekol natiyas ha-koichos v'ha'olamais, v'sidrei ha-merkava, that's big, 100 million. Tikuna ubinyonam v'harisoisam chas v'shalom, whether you're building those 100 million worlds, or whether you're, God forbid, destroying them, hurak kefi inyan ha'yisairis mimaisa adam lamata, this is controlled by our neshama lemata. So it's a big nafkamina. It's not that we are the controllers in the sense that we're on top of it, controlling the entire system, but being that we are, and I go back to my word, the culmination of the entire Bria, by the HaKadosh Baruch Hu put the entire Ma'aseh L'chol HaMachanos, as he said in Perek Vav, we have the whole thing within us. Tikuna mubinyana hurak kefi inyan haisarish memaisa adam lamata omitam why shehu kolol umeshuchlal b'misper pratik ha'chaysa v'sidreisa. because it all ends up here. Al pi sidrei hishtalshelus v'iskashrus hakoychos v'olamis el yonim v'tachtonim kulam. Who, and how does this work out? Mitzad shoyrash nishma el yonim. Why do we have this koyach? Because we have not our neshama, but the shoyrash of the neshama is el yonim. Shiha gevoyev apnimis me'olamis hanivroim kulam. Canal b'perak hey. L'chein hu kollel es kulam. So again, we're being miyashiv the steer. Are we on top or are we on the bottom? So I said yesterday, well, the idea, the rayon of the bria is lamala. Whether it's carried out lamaisa in our actions, that's totally in our bechira chavshis. So in a sense, our bechira chavshis is controlling whether the rayon lamala is happening lamata. You with me? So in other words, an architect who draws a beautiful plan of a building, and you can't miss the fact that my head is there, right? An architect draws a beautiful plan of a building. The kablan buys all the supplies, the cement, the nails, the wood. It's all laying there on the ground. Now comes the bechira chavshis of making that into this. But so in a sense, I didn't draw the picture, and if I don't build it, then the picture is meaningless. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the rayon. That's the and here the words that he's using is the shoyrish haneshama, the shoyrish haneshama. That's what a rayon, but it doesn't really mean anything. So the Adam, the whole world was created for Adam. Bishvili nivra Adam, nivra olam is not a like a self-centered concept. Bishvili nivra olam means the whole tachlis and the whole kavanah of the entire bria is that it should culminate in the Adam, because you guys, says Hashem, are the ones that are going to make the binyan that I'm looking for, which is a binyan of Dira B'Tachtonim. And not just the Beis HaMikdash, entire world, Tikkun Olam. So we understand Tikkun Olam doesn't mean to hug a tree. Tikkun Olam means making the whole world what it's meant to be, according to the original plans of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Istakel baraisa baram. That's what the whole thing means. So here we are, whatever you want to call it. You want to call it Sherish Neshama and Neshama. You want to call it Rayon and Yitzia L'Poyel. Whatever you want to call it, it culminates with us. So that's how he's Miyashiv the Stira. And the Pella of this is that, so whatever we do here, I want to explain this a little bit, but whatever we do here is absolutely going to... it's going to be not just a kiyum of the plan of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but lemafreya, if you choose wrong, it's actually being hares the plan of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Whole thing was levatel. What'd you sit with me at the architect? Why'd you pay me $50,000? Why'd you do all this? Why'd you order the chayber if you're not going to build the building? So you're actually lemafreya hares the binyan. Why do I say this is almost moving? Because a person does a chet chas v'shalom, you're hares the binyan. Very simple. It's not that there's some kind of a magical thing in talking lashon hara, let's say, that's hares binyanim. It's not a magical thing. It's pure logic. Logic is you were not created to talk lashon hara. You were not created to destroy. You're created to build. And when the minute you take that, and why he gave us this bechira chavshis, he knows. I guess we're capable. But why the bechira chavshis is saying, is the plan on schedule or not? Is the plan happening or not? Is the plan can be a 6,000-year plan, as we explain all the time. She's selfish in Havei Alma. There's tikkun, but the plan, the original plan was Gan Eden, but the plan that we're working in now is our choice to do it or not to do it. But we're at the bottom of the food chain. But that bottom is influencing everything, because without that bottom, it's either being built or it's not being built. Why do I keep saying it's moving? Because you can do tshuva. You can actually go back up the chain and be masakin the harisa. That's already like a huge chiddush. To say that, listen, there's a kavanah, there's a worker here, there's a plan here, keep to the plan, which is what we should be doing in our life. When we said yesterday, the person is deciding whether something's Ratzon Hashem or not. Yes, you can look in Shulchan Aruch, of course, but it's also, what's the Ratzon Hashem? Am I fulfilling the plan of the Bria or not? That's the real question. That's the real deep question. Am I moving to Eretz Yisrael? Are we fulfilling the plan of the Bria, the historical cycle, or not? I'm saying this talk. I'm having this conversation. I'm building a house. Is it or is it not the key of the Ratzon Hashem? It's not just a halachic issue per se. The halacha is manifesting itself. The halacha, okay, that's the Kabbalah has a plan, but the halacha is manifesting itself in the whole Ratzon, and if you mess up, harisoisam chas v'shalom, you can actually go back and reconstruct. That's what tshuva is. Tam shenishbar, let's do one more sentence. Tam shenishbar b'parakei, mach masherish nishvasei shigavoyu upnimis mehoi lamais. Tam shenishbar b'parakei avar mach mashu kolu mikol lamas hakol echad. So it's hakol echad. So the answer to the whole kasha is hakol echad al tzazein zach. Everything is one thing. Whether to say on the one hand we're on top of the bria, that's true. To say that we're on the bottom of the bria, that's true. And it's hakol echad. It's really one thing because one is the shayrish and one is the neshama. Hence, I explained yesterday, even though he doesn't say it, that the Medrash Rabbah says at the beginning of Tazria, one of the most famous midrashim, that if a person needs to understand how important it is, you should understand that you're the tachlis of the kol habriya kula. And how do we know that? Because you were created at the end. Yom HaShishi, right? Adam was created. So, here we finally got to the point. On the other hand, im tazuach halacha daitcha, says the Medrash, yitush kadamach. So you want to go like you think you're important? A mosquito is more important than you. A fly is more important than you. It was created earlier. So which is it? The answer is it depends on what you choose. If you're true to if your culmination is true to the plan, so then you are the tachlis of the entire bria. If you're going on your own way, correct, you've cut yourself off from the plan. And ain't no come b'tchias hamesim lately. You're not. What good are you doing in the big tikkun? You're doing nothing. So either you got to do the right thing, or if you do the wrong thing, you have to do tshuva. There's only two choices. So and then you're part of the plan. You're part of the tikkun. You're still on the payroll here, and you're not only that, but you're kamet chiyas hamesim. You are a useful neshama. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Otherwise, ain't like chelik lo'olam haba. What are you doing? See, we need to understand that just as an example, a person marries out, God forbid. Like some people pinpoint, is that a deraisa, is it a rabbanon, is it like people have all kinds of pilpulim about it. Does it have to be a knani zayin, a moment, all kinds of zachen over here. You know what it is? It's like, hello, you walked off the working site. You're not part of. What did you do? And even if you still somehow stay in there, your kids are not in there. Like what did you do? This is treason. This is there's a whole plan for you here, and you messed it up because of some shiksa. Excuse me. No, but I just like that. That's what it is. It's ego chametz chiyas hamesim. You want to talk to somebody about intermarriage? Don't open the chumash. Open their heads. Like what are you doing? Like you're created here with a purpose. The world is created for a purpose. There's a plan over here. There's a plan for a Jew, and you're violating the plan. Thank God the rate of divorce is so high now, so it doesn't make a difference. You can do tshuva. Yes, it's very good.
I don't understand what's Ksava mean of Nefesh Hachaim that we're rejecting? I don't understand the shock of the tiger.
What are we rejecting? We're rejecting that we are the controllers of the universe. It's a dangerous concept. What we're understanding is, and it's very Dakistic, what we're understanding here is that we're not the controllers of anything, but what we are is the culmination of everything, and therefore, what actually happens in the world has a lot to do with our Ma'asim. That's the Bechira Chavshis. Without getting into the deep philosophical issues of can you kill somebody who's not Chaim Misa, I'm just maybe you can, maybe you can't. But what I am saying is that our importance is at level 10, and hence our importance goes back up the chain, like you swing a chain from the bottom. It goes back up the chain and influences 100 million worlds. Ulazais. I wanted to say something outside, but I want to cover a little bit of ground. Villa Zeis. Loy levadai nitna mishpat ha-bechira lahatos. That person has the bechira, the free choice. Lahatos atzmai. Again, think bottom of the chain. You're 100 miles from the top, but it doesn't make any difference. If you swing the chain over here, move it here, it's moving the entire way up. If you can swing it, then you moved it. So the bechira of the person is swinging the chain. Loy levadai nitna mishpat ha-bechira lahatos atzmai v'esa oilabais. Leis etzad asher yachbais. My bechira, do you understand, Moshe? My bechira is actually influencing, because I'm the culmination, because I'm holding the bottom of the chain, it's actually swinging stuff that's going on. Did I make the chain? Do I own the chain? Or am I on top of the chain? No. But I can swing the chain through my Maisa.
It's not just Maisa, it's your thoughts.
Achshava, Dibur, Maisa. Life. Lahatois atzmai, look at the words here, just such important. Vesoi labais, leis etzad asher yachbais. You remember we learned in the Hakdama how Nefesh, the Reb Chaim Volozhin was medayik in every word. Sometimes he wrote it over 10, 15 times to get the right words. Oy afim kvar goram v'sibei chas v'sholom b'chatov, and even if a person chas v'sholom was did a sibei chas v'sholom b'chatov harisa soy lamos v'sidrei hamerkava, you messed up the entire world. Look, let's not pretend to understand that if we do it Avera, there's going to be a tsunami in Thailand or something. We don't understand. Nobody's smart enough, in my opinion, to be able to know that this was Garb that. But what we do know, and it's almost apocalyptic to say not like this, what we do know is that everything we do influences the entire world. Isn't that the whole Parshas Rei? Isn't that the whole Parsha of the Teichach and Vayikra B'chukoiseh? That Iblai Sishmu, the whole world will go bananas. Now, there are little Giluyim in Chazal of what's Goyer and what, but we're not prophets to understand what is Goyer and what. But suffice it to say that Anachnu Hakitanim can understand that what we're doing is not independent in this world. Who cares what I'm doing? I'm swinging a chain. I'm swinging a chain. And here's the big thing. Not only am I swinging a chain, I destroyed worlds. I've destroyed worlds. I brought down worlds. You can do through tshuva. You can be refixed l'mafreya. Why? Because everything is right here within me. Now, this is an amazing thing. Eliezer, how do you know what you're saying is true? A person can do tshuva on his deathbed. A minute before you die. God knows how many people have said vidui with a minute before they die. Even they're unconscious. Saying vidui with them, hoping that it works. What are you wasting your time for? Says the Rambam, Achi Arav HaShemesh. Person can do tshuva. See, everyone's quick to, the doctors, they're quick to say that, there's no quality of life, he's brain dead. They don't know if the person can do tshuva or not. How can you possibly know which part of us is doing tshuva? Is that a mental capacity? Is it there's parts of it which is mental, there's charata, there's kabbalah, parts of it which is verbal, which is vidui, but tshuva is inside. So it's the pella is that you would think, okay, I do tshuva when I'm 30 or 40, so okay, I could still go back and fix my mistakes. I'll fix my mistakes. I'll go back up the chain and I'll fix here, I'll fix there. No. Of course, that's the best thing the Rambam says, achito. But tshuva means that even at the end, it's just a machshava even. Just a hearer of tshuva can change the whole chain going up and be misakein with one machshava, one hearer, as everybody knows. Tzadikam. We got to figure that out. Let me. I have 4 minutes. Let me try to explain how I think it works. But I don't want to prove this. Thank you for asking me that. I'm just the first answer to your question is I have no idea. The second answer is it works like this. Here, mashal lamad davar daim.
Question?
How does it work? Meaning, how does it work? And he answers it. He says the hatam. He says the reason it works is because the culmination of everything is right here. So let me give you a random mashal lamad davar daim. I'm not talking science here. I'm not sure if the science is true or not, but let's just say for a moment, for our purpose of our argument, it is. There's a science of reflexology. So the concept is, and this is scientific, that there's a nerve ending to every part of our system in the feet. It's the extremity, and the nerve system is in the if you do yoga. So the very first thing that's tested is, can you spread your toes? not kesher toes, I didn't come here for my toes. But the answer is, can your brain control that which is the lowest part of your body, your extremity? If God forbid somebody is diabetic or something like that, so what's happening is a neuropathy where, anybody know how many neurons there are in the body? Estimate is 100 billion. And nerves have two purposes. One is feel, touch, feel, and the other is motion. So that if I can feel that's one aspect of nerves, that I can move my head. Is a pella atzuma, but that's even a bigger nest of nerves that I talked about enough. So if I can spread my toes apart, let's say, forgive my, if I could spread my toes apart like that, try it. Everybody try it? If I can spread my toes apart, so that means that my brain is working to the final extremity. That's what it means. The pseudoscience of reflexology as well, if all the nerve endings are culminating in the foot, so let me get different action points within the foot, and that can affect my heart, my lungs, my organs, my brain, everything. Not just make my foot feel better. You could also, by the way, if you don't know what you're doing, hurt your heart, and you have to know what you're doing. But you can actually cure pain and cure organs. The idea is, same thing is, all of these pseudosciences, let's call them, or is the whole idea of chiropractor removing of the body is that all of the nervous systems, 32 of them, move through the spine. So 32, which are the Roshei Hagidim, the 32, and this is already scientific, that C1 is the top part of your body, your brain, your ears, your hearing, C2, C3, C4, all of it, all the way down to the lumbar, is all different parts of the body. You can actually heal the body, and if you'll take it even a step further, there's even emotional charts as to how manipulating C3 or C6 can change or even lower your knees, can change different emotions within a person and cure depression. So again, for our purposes, I'm not here to argue whether that's true or that's not true. I'm not a scientist. But what I am saying is that the mashal is clear. Let's say it's true for a second. What we're talking about is a culmination. It's not symbolic. If all HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, Yeshayahu said, Hashemayim kisi v'ha'aretz hadoim raglai. Raglei hashchina. Ragli mavas. The world is considered the nerve endings of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Adam is considered the nerve endings of the HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I'm telling you, absorb this. This is an important sentence. The nerve endings of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. 100 billion worlds, 100 million ribei revavim, 100 million olamais, which is a huge number. It all culminates in the feet, which is the Adam. Raglei hashchina, which is a pasuk. Haaretz hadoim raglai, and it means to say, how does it work? How does it work? It means that, of course, my brain is not in my feet. I'm not walking on my brain. Some people, I'll be right. That your brain is not in your feet, but that doesn't mean that since it's a culmination, I can't be boneh and I can't be machriv v'hares from the nerve ending. You can work up the chart. You can work backwards, if you will, and do it. That is what tshuva is. That right here, beficha ubilvavcha lasoisai. It's an amazing thing. That we're understanding here is that we are this culmination. And that's why I said at the beginning, I think culmination is the key word here. We are this culmination of the nerve endings of the Ribei Rivvain, Olamai Sha'asa HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and it all ends here. So we're not just at the bottom of a chain. It's all here. It's a touchpad. It's all here. Everything is right here, except this is not this is not the Ribono Shel Olam, but it is the nerve endings of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's what he's saying, and then we'll pick up tomorrow with the Medrash and the Zohar.
Thank you for coming.